Hello YouTube. Today we're going to be unboxing the Samsung Galaxy A06. Price-wise, what we're looking at here is we're looking around a $300 price range for the M35. We're looking around a $220 price range for the G84. And we're looking at around just under $200 price range for the Galaxy A6. Depending on where you're shopping, around 180, maybe a little bit less. And then, of course, the iPhone 16 is $900, but that's a premium phone. That's not a budget or mid-tier phone. So one of the interesting things right off the bat with the Galaxy A6 is that instead of the box opening this way, it opens from the top this direction. So that's a little bit unique. We have the phone there. SIM kit tool here. This is actually a pretty substantial box from Samsung. They normally don't have that much take up that much space, but it's just cable and a little quick start guide. Nice. The iPhone box is just here for reference, but I did want to mention that these large cameras on the A6 does make it look considerably a lot like the iPhone, especially with the flash placement right there. So if I was walking around with this, no one would be fooled. No one would be thinking that I had a $220 phone and was trying to pass it off as an iPhone. But if you put this in a case, I could see it almost passing off. In fact, oh, nope, it's bigger. It's a little bit bigger than the iPhone, so it won't fit in an iPhone case. But if you got a Samsung A6 case, and I bet companies will make this. This thing just came out last month. Samsung released this right before Apple released the iPhone 16. So I would imagine that people would make cases for this phone that are very similar to the iPhone case. Like, do something like this, put a little fake MagSafe ring on it, have this similar sort of camera and flash cover like that, and then something that covered up the Samsung. Maybe the case was translucent or whatever, so you could kind of see the color, but not really. And it could pass. You could almost fake it. Like, you'd be people like, "Oh, did you get the new iPhone 16?" And you'd be like, "Nah," but it looks like it. And it was only $180, $170, or whatever you paid for it. So that's much cheaper than that for sure. It has a 6.7-inch screen, which is the same size screen as the iPhone 16 Plus, but it has much thicker bezels. So there's no way you can get it to fit in this case. It's got a bigger bottom bezel and a bigger top bezel. So same width, but it won't fit in height-wise. Dang, that's crazy. This frame too. Oh, look at that! A headphone jack. That's crazy. I didn't think anybody still included those in their phones. I've been using the Motorola G84 as my daily for the last 6 months, and the reason I'm not upgrading to the G85 is because the G85 does not have a headphone jack. SIM card is here on the side. Let's go ahead and pop that out real quickly. This has 128 gigs of internal storage, and the $900 iPhone 16 Plus also has 128 gigs of internal storage. But my guess is this one has expandable storage. Holy moly, look at that. You can put a micro SD card in here, up to 0.5 terabyte, so you can have way more storage for way less money. And you can put 2 SIM cards in this thing too. So you can have 2 phone numbers if anybody ever does that. But it is available to you as an option. The frame is very squared off, a lot like the iPhone, except for right here. It's this flat frame all the way around the edge, rounded corners all the way to here, and then you have the fingerprint sensor and the volume rocker, and it's on this rounded section. Like, the phone is flat here, and then just rounded right across there, and then it goes back to being flat there. So that's a little bit unique. Noticeable right off the start is the much thicker chin here at the bottom, and the bezel is a little bit thicker on the top than on the sides. It is a sub $200 budget phone, so you're looking at very common budget phone items. It has a very low-powered processor. It has an LCD screen, no LED technology there. It has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, so it should last all day and a little bit more. It unfortunately does not have stereo speakers, so it only has your only audio options are bottom firing loudspeaker or headphones for stereo sound. It comes with Android 14 on it. Samsung promises 2 Android upgrades up to Android 16 and 4 years of security updates. 4 years of security updates is really good for a sub $200 phone. The back is glossy and it does retain fingerprints. However, because of the color, it's pretty difficult to actually see the fingerprints. So they're definitely there. The back, you could see my finger greases all over the back, but it doesn't look that bad. I give it a pass for kind of hiding the smudges and the smearing. So while this 2 camera setup with the flash over here looks very similar to the 2 camera setup and the flash over here like the iPhone, it unfortunately cannot match the iPhone as far as camera quality goes. It has a 58 megapixel main sensor, which is a few more megapixels than the 48 megapixel main sensor on the iPhone. However, it is a smaller sensor. And then the second camera is not an ultra wide like the iPhone. It is a depth sensor. So that'll help slightly with the bokeh effect on your portrait photos, but that camera will rarely be used. So, Samsung Galaxy A06. Cheap, pretty good looking, not gonna lie. This frame looks really nice. The back looks nice. And then I can't wait to, over the next couple of months, as companies start rolling out cases, I can't wait to see the cases that people make to try to get this to look as close to that as possible. Some cases might even have raised lips like this around the cameras so that it looks even more like an iPhone. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. I would really enjoy to see what people come up with. Alrighty, that is all I have for today. So have a great rest of your day or night or whatever time it is.